Just made it simple. So that's getting ready to go. We have weather coming.
Oh yeah, a little bit, especially next week. T-boomers.
A little bit of a storm day tomorrow in BC.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
A couple of disturbances coming in.
Your mic, you're gonna need to
Oh,
get
yeah.
yourself into a
I'll move
good.
it close. There we go.
Yeah, we love hearing your voice.
You love hearing my stories.
Yes, man. You were working at A&W today.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about it today.
So it's like we're already streaming, so it's not
Probably
officially
not
officially
best.
showtime, but you know, it's good to be entertaining already as I'm starting to spread the link around.
Spread that link around. Pre-show. Love pre-show stuff.
Pre-show.
All kinds of drama. You just don't know what to expect during the pre-show. That's right.
All the drama. Damn it, Brandon, you lied to me.
What?
I'm just making drama up.
Oh, okay. So I did this this Instagram little poll thingy. So you put a thing out and then people ask you all kinds of silly questions. And the one question came in, when's the last time you lied? I don't know. There.
Not a liar, eh?
Well,
I have no problem lying if it's for comedy. Like I can
yeah.
keep a really straight face if I'm just bullshitting to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have much in me for like I always feel it's better to explain and negotiate than it is to lie, and I'm just good at that. So I've never found lying to be a thing that fucking has ever made anything better for me. And since I was a little kid, mom's like, "You're lying." I'm like, "Ah." And like, you know, from an early age, she had me convinced she could tell when I was lying every time.
Oh yeah.
So that stuck with me, I guess. And I know from being funny and from being a deadpan guy, like, you know, the character I sort of put on for the show, for example, isn't totally who I am every day. It's the comediological Joey.
Oh yeah.
So I got to be a bit deadpan. So therefore, I'm spewing bullshit. It's a bit of a lie to be deadpan when inside you're kind of laughing. And anyways, right? But lying for comedy's sake, that's, you know, to really sucker someone in, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, jokes are one thing.
Oh yeah.
I just thought there's nothing worth lying about.
I think it wasn't yesterday or the day before it was National Tell a Joke Day. Yes, it was Tuesday's National Tell a Joke Day.
Uh-oh. You're probably just loaded with them.
Well, yeah, I've had a couple of jokes. Couple of wild jokes around.
Yeah, I believe you. I was funny once.
Oh yeah. I'll have to say today though at the A&W we had all of our radio station blasting out in the parking lot, so everybody can hear me coming into the drive-through, and probably they weren't expecting to have me at the speaker there. That threw some people off.
There was that sign you had. You posted a picture of the sign in front.
Yeah, we had.
This was like real country, real music.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to make meme it, but I was just too busy doing stuff here. I wanted to meme the bottom and say real beef.
Yeah. Real.
Just add real beef into that sign.
Well, we had our signs all down the road there for today. They're still up. I haven't taken them down yet, so I have to go back to get them. They had the car show down there today too. Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, Imogen's at some car shows this week.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's look at the windy for a second. Seeing as we're oh, okay, share screen.
I don't think we've got any current. Just taking a look here. No, and it's just a little shower in Kelowna. That's about it. Manitoba's got rocked last couple of days.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I think did it. Oh, Joe, hey buddy.
Hello,
I think
hello,
tomorrow there's
hello.
going to be some dry lightning activity in the BC interior. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I kind of turned down a deployment yesterday, knowing that my new iPhone and new computer and all this gear was showing up today. That starts early up in Francois Lakes area, Burns Lake, Vanderhoof. Then round 2 comes into the Caribou in the afternoon. So there's fire threat there. Definitely. Fairly dry looking thunderstorms mostly. Real flasher going through Quesnel Lake. Gee, I kind of want to go down to Quesnel Lake tomorrow night. The night storms in that lake are really decent.
Oh yeah. And Saturday's looking good too.
Any-
Yeah.
Anyone in the Caribou Mountains out this way when the storms go all night in the mountains, it's just, man, you can't get much better than that. Yeah, Joe, how you doing?
Pretty good. I just caught the tail end of Brandon saying about Manitoba getting rocked pretty good. And yeah, like Winnipeg especially got beat up, and it got up to about 28 here in Churchill yesterday, and being stuck in the house because of isolation. I was hanging out in the front porch just hoping
Why,
for
you got herpes or something?
COVID herpes.
Oh yeah, okay, right.
And yeah, like there was all sorts of convection and all sorts of stuff to the north of us, to the south of us, to the east of us, and to the west of us. And in Churchill, we got sweet dick all, and I was furious. Like we'd get these cells that were kind of coming from northwest of us, and they were building. I was watching the satellite because we don't have radar here. So I was watching as these cells would just grow and grow and grow, and they would just hit to about maybe 10 or 15 kilometers north of us, and then they would go over the bay and they would just dissipate just like that. And it was just like, grrr. And like to the southeast of us, Gillam, York, Factory, Shamattawa, and then along the Hudson Bay coast into Ontario, Fort Severn, and those spots, they were getting hammered with lightning and
Remember
rain.
that time you were in Selkirk?
Nothing.
Remember that time you were in Selkirk and instead of going and chasing that severe storm, you were watching Driving Miss Daisy with your dad?
No,
This is what you get for the rest of the summer.
No. I was in Killarney, and I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with my dad, and I don't regret any of that because we had a great time watching that. But that was, I did get to do a little bit of storm chasing kind of just before that, before I went back to the trailer and watched a bit of it there. But I think the more frustrating thing, even though I was having a good time, was 2 weeks ago when I was golfing in Lorette, Manitoba, just about 15 kilometers southeast of Winnipeg, and northeast of Winnipeg in Selkirk. Like we could see everything on the horizon. As you know, the prairies are pretty flat, and Selkirk was getting hail and all sorts of stuff like that. And here I was just having a terrible golf game. So it was just like, it was nice to be hanging out with buddies, but also frustrating. I couldn't go for the good stuff.
I think some people were killed by lightning near Kelowna there.
Sorry about that. This winter coming up, if COVID-19 gets bad again, it might have to close the federal borders.
We might have to close the federal borders, Frankie. We should we hit record or do we want to wait 1 minute?
What happens in 1 minute?
Yeah.
I could go smoke a bong, get a drink, pop out of the fridge.
Well, then go do
Yeah,
that.
touche. Get
Okay.
yourself set up before you hit record.
Yeah, we'll host the pre-show.
Oh,
Welcome
yes.
to the pre-show, everyone. My name is Joe Stover. I'm one of these meteorological schmucks. And I'll let the other meteorological reporters introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm some asshole sitting in his seat, filling up your screen, waiting for Joey to come back.
Hey, Joe, and I got something to say. That means what's COVID-19 look like in the fall and the winter, guys?
Ooh,
What?
I wonder. I think that a lot of people have got it this summer, and and Frankie, you said that there's probably going to be another round of vaccines coming this fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless a whole new variant develops somewhere in the world.
That's true. Well, hopefully it doesn't, and hopefully all this summer of COVID means that fall and winter will be a little more mild. So I mean, that's wishful thinking perhaps, but I am the optimist of the lot, I'm pretty
What
sure.
about another virus, monkeypox? Humans can spread it to pets now, like dogs, cats can get monkeypox. Dogs,
Okay, so you
cats.
shouldn't be doing stuff to your pets' butts to be spreading it. Just saying.
I'm ready to go if you guys are.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. This is the Meteorological Report. I am Joey Only, your host. This is the show about comedy and meteorology. Meteorology, it's a science that Frankie McDonald and I made, and we got some of our scientists on the crew here with us, including Brennan Hauk out in Brooks, Alberta, and Imogen Cookie Bailey down in Victoria, and Joe Stover in Churchill, Manitoba. Yes, you're hearing us on CFR 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM. Thank you very much. And the man himself is here, Frankie, the weatherman. How you doing so far, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far, and I got something to say. And weather, Sydney, Nova Scotia, it's muggy outside as of right now, and I'm doing great so far. As Sydney, Nova Scotia had a lot of rain last night. Brought a lot of rain and thunder in Sydney, Nova Scotia last night, and Vancouver's getting a really bad heat wave. So all the way up to Yukon, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, California, and Western United States and West Coast are getting a really bad heat wave as of right now. Then it got lots of thunderstorms going on in Ontario too lately, and up around the places like in Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, bringing a lot of rain. And Texas is going to bring a lot of rain this weekend, all the way down to Mexico, including Houston, Texas, and all these places, Dallas, and all these places. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms of rain. And down South America, they're bringing a lot of thunderstorms of rain in the Venezuela and all these countries, and Colombia, Panama, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala. And northern Chile is really, really dry, so is southern Peru. In southern Chile, they're bringing a lot of winter storms up in the mountains, rain in the coast areas, snow up in the mountains. In southern tip of Argentina, bringing a lot of stormier than normal. It's their winter time still. And New Zealand's COVID wave is still going on in New Zealand right now. Winter wave in New Zealand, up around Europe, they're bringing a lot of rain up in really hot weather up in the United Kingdom. Then it's going to cool down, and once again, up around France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, they're bringing hot weather. And typhoon season will be kicking up the high gear soon in Japan, bringing a lot of thunderstorms of rain in Japan, South Korea, Vladivostok, Russia, North Korea, China, and all these places still bringing a lot of rain, including Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and all these places. Indonesia is still in the dry season right now. India is bringing so much monsoon rains lately. This is their monsoon season, but the monsoon season is not over yet in India. And New Zealand's bringing a lot of rain in North Island, South Island, New Zealand, snow in the mountains and things like this. It's still pretty cold in southeastern Australia with lots of rain and snow in the mountains and things like this. And South Africa is still pretty dry as of right now. Antarctica's first sunrise is this week in McMurdo Station. And Grace Fjord will be having their first sunrise. Resolute Bay will be having their first sunrise in the end of August and September. Hey guys, hey Joey, hey Brandon, AMHO. What's the COVID-19 going to be like this fall winter, guys?
It's gonna be awesome. What do you think, man?
I'm I'm so stoked to have a job where I get to stay at home coming to me now. So it could be pretty bad, but I'm gonna hide here in the mountains and do my thing, Frankie.
I'm stoked to not have it this winter. That's my guess. I'm currently in the middle
What about
of
Brandon?
round 2, so I'm ready to be done with it.
Joe Stovid's got COVID.
Joe Stovid. I love it.
And what about Brandon?
Hopefully I don't get it, and I'll stay far away from it. That's my plan.
Was the COVID-19 we like this fall and winter in Alberta?
It's gonna be the Alberta version, meaning it's gonna wear a hat, a very
Yep.
wide cowboy hat.
Gonna be riding some bulls.
Yes. The
Unless
fraternity
you
of
marry a
COVIDs are
developed
gonna
somewhere
be
in the
tipping
world.
cows.
What's the best deal at A&W right now, Frankie?
What?
What's the best deal at A&W right now?
They got whistle dogs and things like this. They got whistle dogs at the AW and things like this. I got something else to say. Monkeypox can spread from humans to pets like dogs, cats, horses, cows, pigs, and other farm animals and things like that. So like chickens, roosters, and things like this.
How does one get monkeypox, Frankie?
It's like animals can get it from people now too.
Is it airborne?
They get people to animal contact.
Okay, people to animal contact.
Don't
Frankie, did you
punch-
say whistle dogs at A&W?
Yes.
What are those?
It's a hot dog, but it's
Hot
called the
dog
whistle
with
dog because
cheddar
it's
cheese.
A&W.
Hot dog with. They don't use processed cheese at the AW in Sydney anymore. In Canada, they use real cheese and bacon. That's called whistle dogs, like cheese and bacon. It's included.
Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Hey, Pete Galenko, how you doing in Colorado this week?
I'm
And-
good as well.
Speaking of A&W, Brandon Hauk was at A&W all day. What's the deal at A&W in Alberta right now, Brandon?
Well, of course, the whistle dogs here as well. So it's a hit. But all A&W restaurants today, August 18th, it was Burgers for MS Day. So every teen burger, every $2 from that teen burger goes out to the MS Society. So it was there's a lot of teen burgers today, and there's a lot of good food on that teen burger. Oh yes, excellent teen burgers.
I noticed that you didn't get me a double matzo burger with onion rings that I had asked for, Brandon.
Oh, sorry
Sandy,
about that.
If this
Practice.
December, January coming up, COVID-19 might even reach South Pole Station this time, and McMurdo Station, and all the other research stations.
Well, they usually test for that, don't they, before these guys and girls head off to places like that. Same with like the International Space Station too, right, Frankie?
They
Yes,
could get
the
it from
International
Penguin.
Space Station and Antarctic research stations will have. They could even get COVID-19 this December, January. That means Amazon Scott South Pole Station could be self-isolating for a week.
What videos have you made this week, Frankie? Have you made any videos this week?
And I got something else to say. And I just did an interview with Compound Media related and things like this. And I was talking to Owen Gonzalo, and I was talking to another guy, Rob Show.
Righteous.
And Base Guy took a week off because Base Guy had a doctor's appointment. He took a week off from Base Guy Show.
No base guy show this week. So any questions for Frankie McDonald in the panel? Where is the worst weather in the world, Frankie, this week?
Wait a minute, somewhere in the other side of the world. There could be a lot of monsoon rains in India and China and all these places causing tornadoes and thunderstorms in central and southern states, flood and things like this. Texas could bring a lot of rain.
There you go. Do you live in those places?
I have
Go
a,
ahead,
I have a,
Joe
I have a,
Smoker.
thank you. Sorry about that, Joey. Yeah, I got a question for you, Frankie. What would you rather have in Sydney, Nova Scotia? Would you rather have a big giant monsoon that brings lots and lots of rain and lots of wind, or a very, very cold blizzard that brings lots and lots and lots of snow and is very cold?
Hybrid.
Nah, ooh,
Solid answer,
I
man.
like it. I like it. I wasn't expecting that. A hybrid monsoon blizzard. I would
An
imagine
earthquake.
that maybe we'll see one in our lifetime.
An earthquake.
An earthquake for Sydney too.
A meteor.
Oh. Destruction
Good
City.
Lord.
Destruction City.
You're just smashing everything together. That's impressive, man.
Yeah, boy, that would be an interesting forecast for Sydney, Nova Scotia. Well, for tomorrow, we've got a 30% chance of a meteor strike and a big giant monsoon blizzard earthquake that will also be coming. That would be pretty crazy, Frankie.
And for the
I didn't
weekend,
hear
we can
about that.
expect full-on
The
Old
sun will become
Testament.
the red- Sun will turn into red giant 7 billion years from now.
That's a good that's the 7 billion year from now forecast. I like that. That's also
I
good.
plan to live that long.
I already have.
I'm older than you
Did
think.
you see the movie 2067? It takes place. Did you see the movie 2067? It's like the Earth's running out of the oxygen, things like this. You guys should see that movie. Spoiler alert, you got to see that movie first.
Sounds
All
good.
right. That sounds good. Have you watched Snowpiercer, Frankie? You would like that
I
one.
saw movie 2067. I cannot tell anyone. Spoiler alert, you got to see 2067 first.
All right.
I really
Yeah.
like that one where Matthew McConaughey is, the Earth is all crazy, and then so he goes into outer space and then fights Matt Damon, and he like goes through a wormhole and can
Oh,
talk to his
Interstellar.
daughter. Interstellar.
Interstellar. That's a good flick. I enjoyed that.
What
I
about
was
that
in
other
the-
movie? What about that other movie, Moonshot? So one of the teenagers go up to Mars from Earth
Why would teenagers go to Mars?
to see their friend up there. That means, yeah, you should watch the movie for a lot of things. Spoiler alert, you got to see more. You got to see the movie first.
All right. Well, if it's anything even close to as good as Prey, that was pretty good.
Ooh.
Brandon Hauk.
Frankie,
So-
Frankie, 1 second though. Frankie, the series and movie. I didn't watch the movie yet, Snowpiercer. I waited for this TNT series to be over, but it's a similar concept where it's like an end of the world scenario where it's caused by extreme weather, and like there's some survivors.
Roger the Wild Child Show is back on every Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Roger the Wild Child Show. They interview those country musicians and things like this. And Moonshine Shenanigans.
That is until the asteroid hits.
And Roger the Wild Child Show Hollywood edition starts on Wednesday, August 31st, 2022 at 10 p.m. Atlantic Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Roger the Wild Child Show Hollywood edition.
Okay, then, Roger. So, Brandon Hauk, you were serving hot dogs and you were whistle dogs. You were serving teen burgers and all that kind of stuff for MS today in Brooks, Alberta. You had real music, real country, radio station, real beef, and your voice booming out to all the people who came to they get to see the local star himself give them a teen burger.
Oh yes, we had I had the radio station blasting in the parking lot there. So everybody got to hear my voice as they came into the parking lot with their windows down. It was 32 degrees outside, so everybody had their windows down, of course, and listening to our real country station moving into the parking lot, and they heard my weather forecast. And then they ended up in the drive-through, and they probably were not expecting to hear my voice again through the speaker, especially this one guy who said, "Hey, is this Brandon, the nature guy?" And I sat there, and I was on the intercom there, and I laughed and laughed and laughed, and I was very unprofessional of myself to be laughing when I was supposed to be taking somebody's order. But we had a great conversation. Probably had a 5-minute conversation through the speaker there. But then I decided, I better take this guy's order before I get in trouble. So took the guy's order and then had another 5-minute conversation at the window there. So yeah, it was a fun day. Brandon Hauk, the nature guy. I don't know where that guy got that from, but anyways, so that was interesting. And then a lot of other everybody else wanted to chat with me over the speaker. So probably was a bad idea to put me on drive-through, as everyone wanted to have a chat. So That was funny. And then we did the Paul Brandt concert last weekend. That was a lot of fun. And I got to take a limo home, and someone spilled wine down my leg. It was white wine, thankfully, not red wine.
Phil, did it look like you urinated yourself?
Oh, it was at 2 a.m, so nobody was really paying attention.
You got
Oh,
to
no,
meet
they-
Paul Brandt?
Bear Hog living large.
They
Paul
were paying
Brandt?
attention. They were totally paying attention. They were just being real slick about it.
King of Brooks.
Yep. King of Brooks. That's right. And then, well, the weather's been hot last week. Oh, yeah. We've been in the 30s every day since we last chatted. So, no surprise there. We had a good thunderstorm actually yesterday morning at 1 a.m. Woke me up, of course, and I had a little light show out the window. So that was really nice. And then, yeah, as we go, the heat's going to continue
Hey,
through
Pete,
the
what's
weekend.
going on in Ukraine?
Well, we'll just let Brandon finish his segment here, Frankie, and we'll get to Ukraine.
All right. So through the weekend, we're going to continue to see the heat stick around. We'll be about 36 on Saturday. So I'm going to melt. And then we'll see the unstable weather move in through the weekend. Actually, starting this weekend, we'll start seeing the foothills get hit by thunderstorms Friday, Saturday. And then the rest of southern Alberta will get hit by thunderstorms. A few of these storms could get severe as we go into next weekend. We kind of cool off to the mid to upper 20s, which is still above average a little bit. But hey, I don't mind 28 degrees over 36 degrees that we're going to be dealing with the next couple of days. So that's going to be nice. And then might have some beneficial rain for next week, which is really good. So it's really got dry here over the last couple of weeks with all this heat we've been dealing with. There's a lot of fire bans out in the province of Alberta. So do not toss your cigarette butts out the window in Alberta and in BC and even in Saskatchewan as well. So it's gotten pretty dry lately with all this heat. And now we're going to be watching for also some dry lightning in the BC interior too.
Yes, well, that's Friday, and for Prince George with 29 degrees, and then 24 degrees, cool down a little bit Saturday, but definitely Friday, Saturday, some chance of thunderstorms, and Sunday back into the heat, 26, 29 Monday, 28 Tuesday, 30 degrees Wednesday. So, and for all those fire, I mean, that's the northern tip of the heat in BC always. So you can imagine Ashcroft right now at 7 o'clock p.m. For people who don't know, we're recording the show on the 18th, the Thursday the 18th. So you'll hear it in Prince George on Saturday on the 20th and the 22nd in Winnipeg. So these weather reports aren't what you can rely on, like your every half hour on the weather kind of segment you hear in the radio. This is more of an overview of weather across Canada and what things that are going on. But definitely, the fire potential remains pretty high here, Brandon. And I noticed that yes, it's been very dry in the prairies. Exactly how dry?
Yeah, it's well, we've had that beneficial rain through. It's much better than last year. Last year it was just bone dry, and we only had like just a couple millimeters of rain for the summer. This year, with the rainfall that we had in June and July, with over 100 millimeters, that has helped us immensely for us here in the southern prairies, so especially here in Alberta. So that's good. Meanwhile, Manitoba, it's a whole different ball game. It's still very, very wet again with the rounds of thunderstorms they've had. I believe they've had about 61 millimeters of rain, or over 60 millimeters of rain today in Winnipeg alone. So Manitoba, they don't need any more rain. Of course, once again, because it's been very wet this year for sure for this province. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan and Alberta, they've done a little bit better on the dry side of things, and they've had a lot. Even though the last couple of weeks have been very dry, and it's been a very dry August, thankfully we've had a very wet June and July to make up for it this year.
Right. I'm tempted to want to say, so Brandon, he's at the Real Country radio station, 105.7 in Brooks, Alberta. And we have another radio host who's with us, Trey Campbell, who's probably producing a baseball game or something to that effect. So I'm tempted to want to just check in with him right away, because I know you're busy, and say, hey, Trey Campbell, how is it in
Actually,
Houston, Texas?
can you hear me okay?
I can.
Hold on. Okay, perfect. Yeah, actually, I'm at home. They have me going in at 5 a.m. So it's been awful. I'm back. I'm back with the I'm back with the conservatives. So you know,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So
Good. Good for you.
yeah, it's quite the ordeal.
Hey,
But
Craig, a lot of rain heading for Houston, Texas.
I know I saw it today. I had to drive in it, Frankie. It's awful. Lots of thunderstorms coming, huh, Frankie?
Yes, in Dallas, Houston, and all these places.
Yeah, I saw it. I couldn't bring my dog out because it was raining so hard. Like the water was the water from the rain was like so heavy that it would like
It was
accumulate
pummeling your
in the
dog.
grass. Yeah, it would accumulate in the grass and like I couldn't if I took my dog out there, his feet would have got wet. So it would have made a mess
Oh God.
on the carpet. And I had to keep him inside, so he's not happy. So
Had to.
it is in Houston.
You had to keep him inside so his feet didn't get wet. Is your dog gonna like? Is he allergic to water? Is he gonna melt? What's going on?
Trey has carpets.
Oh, how unique!
I don't know why carpets exist, but I'm sorry that you have this problem. There's a question that Kelly Green had in the chat on the YouTube stream right now. For anybody in the radio world who wants to ever hear us recording live on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Kelly Green, question for the crew: is there any connection between the injection of massive water vapor, 20% of total atmosphere content, from the Tonga explosion months ago and the heavy rainfall flooding events around the world?
Hey, Pete, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine?
Well, if we want to get back to the other topic, Joey, I'll catch up on this real quick.
Yeah, but Brandon, do you have an answer for that? I think climate change is the the key.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
He's gonna think about that. So Pete Galenko, while we got you here, he's in Colorado, and he's got a friend Michael Senikoff in Ukraine. And Frankie's been asking and wants to know how Michael's doing. So, without much further ado, Pete Galenko.
Yeah, well, Michael's been better. He's been better. The Ukraine government and army is very ambitious, and they're aiming to take back Crimea. Though the Russians have been forceful in retaliation and were striking Kharkiv pretty hard this past week, which is where Michael isn't currently located, but his dad is there, and that's where he grew up. So his hometown taken a lot of losses of human life this week. So he's looking forward for the war to be over, and all that sort of thing. Still confident and all that, but it's taking a toll on the people there. So it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah, war sucks. Hello?
I agree with you, Trey. War sucks.
Yeah, it's
So on that note, this is the Comedy Meteorology Report. And you're listening to us on C for 88.7, CQW 95.9 FM. This is the second half of the show coming to you in a few minutes' time. It's probably not in here yet. We haven't talked to fully Joe Stover yet either. Joe Stover, you had some thunderstorm activity coming just by you in Churchill, but you didn't get to see it, did you?
Yeah, so
spoiled again. Foiled.
Yeah, foiled again. Well, I mean, yeah, northern Manitoba, well, especially this part of northern Manitoba, right in the Hudson Bay coast, is not a real hotbed for active weather. So when it does come, it's kind of a treat, and it's been it's been so hot this summer that that there has been active weather around us, but we're just, we're not lucky enough. I had mentioned that yesterday we had all sorts of convection and lightning strikes to the north of us, to the east of us, to the south of us, and to the west of us. But it all of it missed here. We didn't even get one raindrop, so I was pretty perturbed. But it doesn't look like there's any active weather in the immediate forecast, though. It's supposed to get to 26 tomorrow and then 29 the next day. So I mean, you never know when it gets hot like that, because stuff can just pop up out of the blue. But yeah, I'm really hoping that in 2 days that's the end of all this ungodly heat that we've been getting all summer, and we'll kind of get back to the the 13s and the 14s that we should be getting about now. But one kind of cool thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you finish. I was gonna say one more question for you, but you finish first.
Okay. Yeah. So even though it is hot, though, and as much as I complain about the heat, it's not as humid, I guess, in August as it normally is, maybe in July. And so it hasn't been terrible in terms of the heat. Like, the bugs aren't so bad in August, so it's not crazy, like,
yeah, my slide
depressing or
door's
anything
open right
like that.
now, and there's no mosquitoes or anything.
Hey, yes. So that's kind of
It's
the
7:30, and I haven't felt like I need to close it yet.
nice. Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing about August, that even when it gets hot, it's like, at least up here, it's okay because it's not so humid. You can open the doors and windows because the crazy horse flies and mosquitoes aren't coming in to get you.
Now, they settled down about 4 days into the heat wave, and finally, even at nighttime, they've chilled out mercifully. So
Yeah.
one more question. We haven't asked Imogen anything yet either, and she's done lots of things this week, so I do want to spend some time with her. But it's been a while since we asked you, Joe, about your radio show on CKW, the How Do You Do review. Just some thoughts on your show and how it's going.
Oh, it's going good. Yeah, the How Do You Do review. I'll just plug it real quick. Every Friday on CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg on at 6 p.m. and then out in St. John's, Newfoundland, every Monday evening at 8 p.m. Newfoundland time. So this summer has been good. I took a little bit of a break in July, but I'm back at it now. And actually, once we're done with this show, I'm going to go back to recording my show for this week, and it's all songs about kind of like the end of summer. Like I mentioned, that everything that I do in my life has a soundtrack to it. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And always the end of summer, I start, getting into the wistful, like, the end of the vacation, right? That some folks, they close up their cabins. Some folks, say goodbye to their summer friends or their summer routines and stuff. And so that's kind of what this show is about, just kind of playing songs that I've identified through the years with as kind of like the end of summer. So it's been nice. I've got the first half recorded, and I think it's going to be a good one. So I appreciate you asking me, Joey, and I can't wait to have you on the show someday to talk about this show, and it's going to happen soon, I'm sure.
That's amazing. And if you ever are talking to those people in Newfoundland, we'd love to have the meteorological report on more stations, right? So that's a huge thing I would love to achieve. I know Brandon won't put us on his country radio station because
What about the
too
radio?
damn wacky.
What about the radio up in Halifax, Nova Scotia?
I want that, Frankie. Call them and make it happen.
They have a good one in Halifax, right? The CKDU.
Be like you usually are, Frankie. You just call them and be like, you have Joey Only show on your station now.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
The assertive Frankie.
It works for me. Anytime, it worked for me.
What about the Cape Breton University radio in Sydney?
Ooh.
Tell them. That's what we want to be.
You will have the Joey Only show now.
You need to be on the radio in your own city.
Now.
Absolutely.
That's what needs to be happening, Frankie.
I agree.
That would be so awesome. I think I've emailed all those stations, but they get so many emails, they don't care.
Well,
So Imogen
just
Cookie
give them a
Bailey.
little bit of a just give them a little bit of a prod. And if anybody's listening that might have any connections in across the community and campus radio stations in Canada, maybe just send them a little bit of a viewer mail or sorry, listener mail, because as Joey says, and I know as well as a host of a show too, I've sent emails out to various stations and said, hey, I got this radio show, it'd be pretty cool. And they probably get tons of those. But if they get an email or a phone call from a listener, then that is worth probably about 100 emails from us. So anyway, sorry about that, Joey. Please continue.
That is true. Unfortunately, we don't have any listeners. So equine, Imogen Bailey, riding horses, going to car shows, hanging out in water. Talk to me about your week.
Hanging out in water. It does not get better than that. Just lurking around like a
Something
chud
gross
in a
touched
lake.
your foot. Your bikini broke. Your cat freaked out. I could tell the truth, but the final clip doesn't show any of that.
No, it doesn't. The clip I sent in does not show any of that. Yeah, I was doing a weather update from Thetis Lake, and there's signs all over that say blue-green algae is present now. Blue-green algae is toxic to animals, and as that's a dog park, that's not very good. You can swim in it, don't eat it. So there's people swimming around all happily in it, and I waded into the water and I was holding Morbo, and then he freaked out and he kicked and he broke my bikini. So in the clip I sent, I'm holding it shut. That's why I have my hand up there. It's because I'm holding it on. He freaked out and he didn't want to be above the water. He likes bath time, not lake time.
Yeah, it's a bit too big, I suppose. So what's it called? Thetis Lake, anyways.
I like to think it's named after a sea monster, or maybe it's a native word. I'm not sure. Just Thetis Lake.
That means once campuses and universities come back in the fall, there'll be a big deal for monkeypox.
Stop bringing monkeys to the fraternities.
So it's
I
not
need to
Thetis.
get some Lysol for my car. So I'm gonna be driving around a lot of college students. I was driving around some last night.
It's not fetus as in undeveloped child.
No, it is not fetus. No.
Okay.
However,
I didn't catch that. I was like,
however,
Thetis Lake. My God.
THIS, yeah. Okay, colloquially, we do call it Fetus Lake because there are a lot of teenage pregnancies happening out there. So it's one of the spots. It's definitely one of the spots. So that is kind of how it's known here. But yeah, I just had a week of adventuring around. I stole a child, took my cat out. We went to a car show, went out to a horse farm.
Stole a child.
Did you just say you stole a child?
Yes, sir.
He didn't mind.
No, I made arrangements with the child, and the interesting thing about that is that
I just found it out for Olivier. He's traveling to different places up in Nunavut. He changed the plans from Azores to somewhere in the Caribbean in September instead.
That's great news. So I'm just going to circle back to this kidnapping thing. I kind of want to put it out there. This is a friend's kid, more or less. I texted the child, said, "Hey, do you want to do something?" Neither parent asked any questions or contacted me directly to say, I'm a little suspicious. Like, I don't know the one parent and the other one is mad at me right now. So I'm just saying, I got some questions about the parenting in that, these people are like, sure, go take my child. And I have no idea what you're doing today. I mean, it's all in text. I assume the kid let his parents know. I would expect.
Well, they trust you. They trust you.
I think they're lacking some context here because I still don't know, understand.
I just found it out from Jason Marshall. He couldn't do a show tonight because he has food poisoning. And Jason Marshall will be better soon.
I hope he feels better because food poisoning sucks.
Yeah,
Yes, it
food
does.
poisoning is just as bad as war. I guess it's a war with your stomach.
That is a beautiful analogy.
I
Coli
agree.
versus lead.
I agree, Trey.
Jason Marshall get well soon. He's gonna be better by Sunday.
Get well soon, Jason Marshall.
Jason Marshall.
I'm sure
Well,
that
a
he
lot of-
appreciates the. I'm sure he appreciates the food poisoning shout out on the show.
Well, historically, a
I
lot of
wonder
food
what
poisoning has happened
ate.
during the war.
Jason Marshall better be careful.
Maybe he went to Denny's.
Drank the water at Denny's.
I had food poisoning once, really bad, on my birthday because someone took me to Denny's on my for breakfast in the morning, and I was just it was like there was a wormhole to another galaxy of things just continuously coming out of me that I didn't know where they, you know. Are you done? No, there's more vomit.
Yeah, Denny's sucks.
Yeah, it's really bad.
On a scale of war to food poisoning, where would you place Denny's?
Probably number 3.
Atomic.
I had food poisoning earlier this year from 7-Eleven. So you gotta watch.
Don't
the-
ruin it for me.
Don't eat the chicken Chipotle wraps, or at
Don't
least
eat
No,
use them
no.
first.
I just get the
I
chicken
like
one.
the Monterey Jack sandwiches. They're at least pretty fresh around most of the 7-Elevens I've been to.
Those
Pete
are
is the
American
authority.
7-Elevens, though.
Pete
Yeah,
is
I
an
don't
authority
know
on
Chipotle
7-Eleven.
wraps. I don't think we got those.
Yeah, our 7-Elevens have like sushi and salads and
Yeah, he always goes
Y'all
to
7-Elevens
7-Eleven.
got sushi?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you can order Thai food at them. It's amazing.
Oh dear God.
Our,
our
our,
70s have
at 7-Elevens, like, I mean, they got frozen food and stuff. So like, there's Wawas and what's it called
sheets.
that have like you order food here in America, but I haven't seen Thai food. Sushi.
American 7-Elevens make mini tacos that they dip in like brake grease or brake fluid.
Yeah,
That's
Sounds
What about
like
you,
heaven.
Brandon? How do you get
it's
the smoke?
satisfying when you're starving.
Do you get
Yeah.
the smoked salmon, or do you get the caviar at 7-Eleven? Canadian 7-Eleven.
Well, so I've never had food poisoning before, so
Ooh, knock on wood.
Ooh,
I am.
Yeah, you
very-
just signed your own death warrant.
yeah.
That's Jinx
oh, it's coming for you
City.
now, bud.
Jinx City.
Can't hide.
Anyways, I usually like the chicken there. The kind of like what do you call it? Kind of like KFC chicken. Yeah, crispy chicken they got there. It's pretty good. And then there's this other chicken place that's right down the road. Kind of a trailer, and they got even better chicken. So and then KFC's just down the road there. So that's right across the street from the radio station too. So it's pretty handy. 7-Eleven, very handy.
Is there an official chicken of the Brooks Bandits, the national champion Brooks Bandits?
The national
Well,
chicken.
KFC sponsors them now. So
Hey, is
Mike,
the KFC
There you go.
is
there
the
you go.
KFC is the KFC better in Canada? Is it like their chicken hasn't been like thrown in a tanning bed like it is here in America? 'Cause
Well, yeah,
think
when
it's
you
the
get
same.
when you go to the KFC in Canada, Trey, it's served on these really luxurious plates by waitresses.
man,
You know, at the Pizza Huts in China, they're actually they have full kitchen, like not full kitchen, full dining rooms with tables and phone chargers,
yeah.
and they have waiters, waitresses, and it's like restaurant style.
They have
Like
that-
other
yeah.
countries
they got that
treat their fast
here.
food a lot fancier than the United States does. Europe as well to some degree, but in China they don't play.
I definitely go to the KFC that has the spa when I go to the.
that's
Hey,
cool.
Pete, once again in January of this year coming up, Orthodox Christmas is going to be different in Russia and Ukraine because of the conflict.
Yeah,
What's
Well,
gonna be
that's
different?
great news.
Orthodox Christmas.
Do you think
Old-
they'll have
old
a
Christmas out
a
there.
ceasefire and have a Christmas party in the Ukraine? Like they'll have a
That'd
ceasefire.
be great if they did. That'd be great if they did. I don't know. Hopefully things wind down by then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully.
they-
That's
they
what
did
they're
that-
planning for.
They did that in World War One, if I recall, too, right?
Yeah.
On the front during Christmas Eve, I think they had a 24-hour ceasefire, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it'd be
what I
really
was
hard for
referring
me.
to.
It'd be really hard for me because it'd be like, all I want for Christmas is to shoot Russians.
Right. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I want to shoot Russian artillery.
Yeah,
And did you hear
that's
about
one that's a complex issue because Russia makes a lot of artillery. They supply like 80% of the Chinese military and 20 to 30% of the United States, at least civilian ammunition, came from Russia in the past. But they make a lot of the really high quality guns in Russia. So the supply chain for weapons for Ukraine and also the civilian market in Europe and the United States is it's a double-edged sword because there's a lot more new restrictions on guns in the United States and that sort of thing, but there needs to not be reliance and centralization of gun manufacturing in Russia, in my opinion. I think it's good to support manufacturers here in the United States, but
All this and more on the comedy meteorology report.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes. And I will say that I don't have any problems with Russians. I have problems with the Russian government.
Jason Marshall. It says Jason Marshall is going to interview me, Imogen, Jess Toller, and John the Soundman at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time this Sunday coming. Jason Marshall is going to interview those guys, including me, Imogen, Jess Toller, and John the Soundman. We don't have cookie show.
Yeah, hopefully. Do you think it was the cookies he didn't have that gave him food poisoning?
speaking of gas station food, I had one terrible. I'm usually not picky. I eat all sorts of gas station food, but once in Elyria, Ohio, I had a breakfast biscuit or something that had maggots in it.
Oh, I hate maggots.
What about that? Cape original.
Awesome.
Protein muffin.
What about the one from the Cape Breton originals, Janet?
You just gave me nightmares, Pete.
Protein muffin.
Yeah,
You need to put a
I
little
still
salt
eat
on
gas
that
station
one.
food. I didn't let that destroy my.
Oh, why would you? Why would you even say such a thing?
You know, it's
I'm sorry.
America. You can sue people for that kind of thing.
Yeah, you
should
can
be a
sue
millionaire.
them.
In
I
fact,
could have.
In fact,
I'm thinking about suing you just for saying it.
Yeah, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah,
Pete.
and that was a while before my diagnosis. I didn't realize I had autoimmune disease. Then that sandwich could have killed me, and I
Yeah.
could have sued them.
You should have sued him.
I should.
What's the
Should
statute of limitations on that sort of thing? I say,
I don't know, but I don't
twist
think
the knife.
I think maybe I did take pictures, but it'd be on my old phone, my old laptop if I had the pictures backed up. I don't know.
I don't want to see them. I do not want. Show the
I
lawyers.
do.
Don't show us.
Okay.
I want to see
What
it.
kind
I
of do?
want to see all of it.
Like,
Gross.
are they big maggots? Are they?
Stop it. Stop it.
What part of their gestation are they?
Stop it.
There are some.
Yeah.
It was early gestation, Joey.
Well, at
There's,
least it was early.
There's clearly like there's like the eggs and small larvae.
Ah, stop.
What
They're wiggling
trimester were
around.
they in?
Megan.
How juicy
Sorry,
were
what?
they?
What trimester?
But
Yeah.
I ate a bite of the sandwich too before I
Why did
noticed.
you do that? Oh no.
Yeah, it ruined my appetite.
Yeah, I'll say.
Just ruined everybody's.
Are we still talking about? Are we still talking about that?
The maggot
Yeah.
sandwich. Yeah,
I
that's
took a bite of it.
that's some real juicy
I was-
journalism here.
Ah,
A little
that's
extra
how much
protein, I
Denny's.
suppose.
here I am yelling at Pete about that. My poor dog here thinks I'm yelling at him. Thanks a lot.
Oh,
Thanks
Same
a lot.
here.
Both Baker and I are going to sue the pants off of you, Pete Galenko.
Yeah, me and
oh,
Kyler.
Trey's dog
coming
is cute
too.
too.
I wonder if someone's
Aw.
having right now.
What's your
Maybe.
dog's name, Trey?
Kyler.
Oh,
Tyler.
Baker, say hi to the
Baker,
folks.
sick balls.
Baker, what a good doggy.
Who's a pretty puppy?
Sick balls, Baker.
Who's
Yeah.
a pretty puppy? Who's so pretty?
Oh, Baker.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah, I
boy.
mean, hey Joey, how's Janet from Cape Breton Originals doing?
I bet she's doing just fine. I haven't heard from Janet in a long time, but but how is she doing, Frankie?
She's doing good so far. You'll be talking to her soon.
I hope so. I hope so. I may be going to fire anytime now. I got my new gear. This is an iPhone 11. I don't know how to install anything on it yet.
It
So,
records 4K videos.
Yeah.
this is computers, and I got a backpack full of lights, and yeah, I got a
That's
pretty cool
exciting,
delivery
Joey.
today.
So
Yeah,
you can get called at any time. Is that where we're at right now?
I could have been already in Squamish for a standby as of yesterday, and I said, "Well, if Dana, my Valley TV boss, is coming for sure, then I've waited all summer to go to a fire. Why rush down to Squamish to go on standby? Now they'll probably get deployed to the canyon or something like that, but I could wait. It could be Saturday, and like Nick, I'm totally free, and he'll throw me into crew boss one of those crews anyways, right? So
So it's a bit of a different season than last year, just through circumstance. Because I know that you've got this job, and I wondered how does fire and this new
Well,
job kind of balance out?
when I go take off for fire, that's the way everyone just got to deal with it. That's what everyone in Joey Only's life has to accept. Like,
And
sorry,
they know that, like that.
I'll be back after a couple weeks or a month, and life will resume. And
That means that did you hear about that? Antarctica starting to get daylight later this week, and then next week they'll be getting daylight in Antarctica again.
That's good.
why my fire season's been different is because I've been signed up with Carmina Wild Crew. It's a crew that actually is out of Vancouver Island, but has a base here in Vanderhoof. And we're gonna someday make a base in my lodge. So we're gonna have a crew out of my lodge next year. But we're zoned for north, and there's been no fire action really, of any serious kind in the north. So finally, maybe some of these northern crews are starting to get called to get down south or whatever. But that's just how our fire season has gone. Last year, it ripped in a lot of places, and we had 6 steady weeks of work at Cutoff Creek.
I remember
other fires that went.
I remember
Right,
last
so-
year. I remember last year doing these shows, and you would
And-
do
and
them,
even
you
for-
would do them from camp, and you were like covered in soot, and like
Yeah.
you were really at it, man.
But even for the fire season, like people think it's been pretty hot, and there's a bunch of fires down there burning, but it's not been quite like last year, where I think like one of the biggest ones right now is 6,000 Haws, and Cutoff Creek we were at, that was 35,000 hectares, right? So it's like
That's
the
a lot of
scale of
hectares.
fires this year is very different, right? And that was just one of many very large fires last year. Like you had the ones all around Kamloops, ones that were threatening communities. Like last fire season was a real.
Yeah,
And it's
you were flat out, man.
Yep, and some years are like that. And if it had been the north this year that was burning and not the south, sometimes that happens. Like 2017, 18, where the Caribou was just ripping, right? Then
That means the next
then
long
I'd be
weekend,
probably having the same season as I had in 17, 18 and whatnot up here, right? So it just depends where your crew's out of. And for many years I've worked for Tomahawk Crews, and that's out of Kamloops, and that's almost guaranteed firework.
and I
Joey,
got-
But I'm trying to set up my Valley TV news job. I'm trying to be a fire crew boss and try to do everything at once. So it's just, and it's
Lot of
working out.
balls
And
in
I've
the
got an
air.
iPhone 11 for the first time in my life. I just don't know how to use it, turn it on, or do anything yet. It really expects me to answer a lot of questions. It wants to know where I live, what my phone number is. I'm like, why do you want my phone number? Aren't you my phone now?
Yeah.
And-
How would you? That
Welcome to
seems-
the future.
Yeah.
Well, if
Doesn't
it
make
starts
any
asking
sense.
for
It's
your
like, how do I have
phone, then you should be concerned.
It's like, I need a phone. That's why you're in my hand, you stupid thing.
Hey, I got a question for Frankie.
I can't even download Facebook until I tell it my
Yeah,
you
you
know,
gotta get you gotta
personal
get
life
your
history.
email. How long, Frankie? How long is it like night in Antarctica?
it's down the South Pole Station. It's still 24-hour darkness. Then we start to
So-
get daylight soon. I got something else to say. Labor Day in Canada and the United States is September 5th, 2022. That's a long weekend in both Canada and US at the same time.
Yeah, Labor Day is great, Frankie. It's a good holiday. Anyways, so back to circle back to my point. If you're in Antarctica, do you think you'd get a "you up" text at like noon because it's dark all the time?
So in another couple of months,
Yeah.
there'll be daylight 24 hours a
That's
day,
what I
all the
figured.
time on December 2022. Right now, down Amherst and Scott South Pole Station, historical 24 hours a day for now. Then it'll be still sunrise, then it'll be daylight 24 hours a day there.
Yeah, it'll be daylight.
Trey, I think it would be because they're in the South Pole, the text would be "you down."
Yeah, you down or what WYD. You get a WYD text at all times of the day because it's always night. I don't
Word.
know that. Yeah, that made a little bit more sense in my head.
Kind of figured.
I liked it, Trey. I don't
Thank
care
you.
what Imogen says.
Thank
I
you.
didn't say it was a bad thing. I like the way he thinks.
Me too.
Joey, you were talking about Caribou before you were sober. Do you used to drink a lot of Caribou Lou? Are you familiar with that song?
Caribou
151
Lose.
rum pineapple juice.
No, that's disgusting.
Oh,
But we do
so
have a beer up here called Caribou.
GB is a fan of that
That's
artist.
brewed in Prince George, and I did drink a lot of them, and they were disgusting.
hold up.
Wait, I'm talking about a bar drink that was invented by an American rapper that GB is a fan of. Lucid,
Drake?
what's his name?
Ew.
You
From
just
Strange Music.
MC
that's what
Hammer?
his record label.
Joey
No,
Joey
anyway, the
just
song named Caribou Lou, 151 rum pineapple juice, make baby girl mom.
What?
Joey just talked about
Weird.
this
song.
bar drink and how
Caribou
disgusting
Lou.
it was. Meanwhile, he's like, "Tell me more about the maggots, Pete."
I'm sober now. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I do eat
Oh, I guess
food
that
that
make-
may
I guess that
potentially have maggots in it someday. So I do want to know exactly
What the
how that
potential
went
is.
down.
I don't know exactly what the
what-
potential is for finding maggots in your sandwich.
At what part of the gestation period were the maggots at? Because I think it's illegal to eat the maggots after it's like 6 weeks into its gestation
Oh,
period.
geez.
Depends
Oh,
what state
geez.
you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Some they're considered life right from maggot conception.
Right. It's right from egg. But that sucks, man. I'd never want a maggot and a chicken biscuit. You expect to get a chicken biscuit and it'd be good. You get your you got your honey
I didn't
butter.
even say chicken
on your-
biscuit, but you're psychic. It was a chicken biscuit.
I thought you did say chicken biscuit.
What kind of
I
biscuit
said
was
breakfast biscuit.
Yeah, I
You
heard
can
chicken
rewind
biscuit.
it and check, but I'm pretty sure I just said breakfast
Oh.
biscuit. But now that I say chicken biscuit, it was a chicken biscuit for sure.
Chicken biscuit just has pretty phonetics. It's almost poetry. If you say it
Yeah.
enough times, it turns into a haiku. Chicken biscuit,
Yeah.
chicken biscuit, chicken biscuit, chicken biscuit, chicken, chicken biscuit, chicken biscuit, biscuit, chicken.
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuit maggot mouthful.
Chicken
Maggots.
biscuit.
Chicken biscuit, maggot mouthful. Mouthful, maggot, chicken biscuit, biscuit, chicken, maggot mouthful.
That's
Chicken
exactly
biscuit,
right.
Please.
Mouthful, chicken, basket,
maggots
biscuit,
for
basket, maggot, biscuit.
This guy.
Frankie, what's your opinion on maggots?
They're
Food.
divine.
What do you think of maggots and food, Frankie?
Different story.
Different story. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good story.
Frankie's
always.
not.
Dis-
Frankie.
Frankie, how can
Disgusting
everyone
story.
find you? Frankie, how can everyone find the great Frankie McDonald if they ever were on this internet thing?
My Twitter is at Frankie McD. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie McD 1984. My TikTok is Frankie Down 1984. My Clapper is Frankie Down 1984. My Twitch is Frankie Down 1984. My Snapchat is Frankie MACDON. And my LinkedIn is Frankie McDonald. And my YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves.
This has been the Meteorological Report, and I've been your host, Joey Only, here in Wells, British Columbia. Thank you, C for 88.7 FM, Prince George. I hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you, CKUW 95.9 FM. Hey, all you meteorology students in Winnipeg there, you should be tuning into the show. Last week here, last Saturday, I actually saw some funnel clouds. Nothing too crazy or anything, but it sometimes you catch thunderstorms doing what thunderstorms want to do, and they don't fully develop. But it was neat to see, nonetheless, some of that behavior here. So keep your eyes to the skies, because sometimes even a fairly seemingly boring line of storms might have something that if you just aren't looking for that minute, you miss it. And the northern lights have been out at night, so if you happen to be up at 2 in the morning and you're not wasted on liquor,
Denny's.
yeah,
Yeah.
look up. But if you are wasted on liquor, you look at your feet so you don't run into something. So this has been the meteorological report. Don't drink, because I don't. So be cool like me, dudes. All right. Joey only here. Saying goodbye. Bye now.
Bye.
Local Denny's for a chicken basket with Mega chicken biscuit basket maggot sandwich.
I should have also added in the show. We've had Imogen Cookie Bailey on the show. We had Frankie McDonald. We had Pete Galenko. We had Joe Stover. We had Brandon Hauk. And we had Trey Campbell. That's everybody. And we have myself. That's the show.
I wanted to ask Frankie, what is Clapper? Do a lot of people use it?
What?
Frankie always says it's Clapper.
Yeah, what's Clapper?
How you turn on your lights.
Clap
A
on.
lot of people use Clapper.
Clap off. The clapper.
It sounds like a venereal disease to me.
That's what I was about to
It really
say,
does.
Pete. That sounds like
Pull
something you go to the
Pull the
clinic
plug,
for.
Joey. Pull the plug.
Wow, that's the show.
Ice.
Like, I see where this is going. Where's the hook? The clapper, man. Like, that's do they not have the clapper in
but
the
I
States?
just contacted
No,
Kate
they
from
do.
radio about your show.
Yeah, email him, Frankie. Be like,
Hi.
you listen here. I'm Frankie, and this is Frankie McDonald. You put Joey Only show on your radio right now.
Well, it's not just the Joey Only show. It's the meteorological report. Frankie
Yeah.
is the show, man. And we got, Brandon and I and Frankie have been here since the beginning, just hammering away. And and we had this wonderful, awesome circle of characters now. And I think the show is it deserves to be on more than 2 stations, right?
Yeah, I agree. I wish I could go turn off Sean Hannity from 2 to 5 and
man.
put on the meteorology report.
But what you
Wouldn't that-
fucking do
wouldn't
is
that
when
be
you're
awesome?
finally ready to quit, when you've had enough and you're like, it's your last day, and when Sean Hannity's babbling on a bunch of fucking bullshit about who gives a fuck what, then as your last thing that you ever do, you put on Joey Only show, Frankie show, play some NWA.
Right.
No, what's that song that everyone used to prank people with?
Rickroll.
Oh, Rick
Yeah,
Never
Rickroll.
give up.
Never gonna
Never
give
gonna
you
give
up.
you up.
Never gonna
Never
let you
gonna
down.
let you
Never gonna
down.
run around.
I like
and
that song.
hurt you.
With you. Never gonna say goodbye.
And put some Pantera on. Play Cowboys
just
from Hell,
got-
man. Hijack
So
the
what-
station, play Cowboys from Hell.
What's shitty Sean Hannity saying about friggin' Trump and all this nonsense?
I don't know. I'm usually just listening to a podcast called Come Town, so I'm
I got
not
something
listening
to
to.
say.
Oh, what?
I'm not really listening to Sean Hannity. I'm
No,
too
you're
busy
listening to
I
to
can't.
Come Town.
the
All the
effervescent
political pundits
soundtrack of
are
Come
just,
Town.
tiresome to listen to nowadays.
Pundits do their thing, man. Like, that's
It's
yeah,
their
like,
job. It's their job.
it
to
is
be.
it is their job. Like, I don't think
I still
that
enjoy listening to the pundits, though. It's just like politics is way too convoluted.
yes,
Yeah,
one
It's too
hundred percent.
convoluted.
It's a dirty fucking industry that's going to be reported on and covered by dirty ass journalists. Like, it's a bunch of politicians lying to each other about each other,
It's just
misrepresenting
lies.
everything.
And
And
it's
then-
it's all lies.
Yeah. and
Yeah.
then the official press release is another sack of bullshit. And then it's going to be people who have like a fucking mandate to uphold by adding their own spin on the bullshit. So
I hate
it's
these
pure
people.
entertainment. If you're watching it, don't expect real information.
Of course. Well, and see, that's what's leaked into politics, because it used to be like pundits always did their thing while, I mean, relatively, like obviously politics has always been a dirty game, but relatively earlier on, it was like there was at least some civility there. It was the person across the aisle wasn't your enemy. They weren't Canada's enemy or America's enemy. They were just your political opponent who loved the country, that just thought about doing things a different way. Now,
But that's when being literate was part of the requirement for the job.
What's that, Joey? Sorry.
That's when being literate was, a qualification you needed to have.
Well, absolutely, and it's just that it's leaked actually into.
That's how you got to those places. You were a lawyer, or you were a literate person, whether you were a scumbag or not. At least. What the hell is on my shoulder? I keep seeing in the camera.
I'm not a Washington elite, or I'm not a Ottawa elite. I'm just a regular everyman. Well, I don't want you leading me. I want somebody who's not an everyman, that actually has a fucking brain in their head.
That has the training and qualifications.
That has the training and
understand the fucking judicial system. Understand how the government structure works.
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. When the Conservatives were in power in Canada back in whatever it was, 2015, obviously I wasn't a big, huge fan of it, but I also was like, I knew that we weren't like, it wasn't next level fuck.
Hey, Joey, I got something to say. I just sent you an email with the K for radio.
Okay. Cool. Yes.
You'll be contacting K for radio just like I contacted them about your show going on the K for radio.
Let's do that. Let's get the show on. The comedy show, man.
Frankie, that lighting makes you look really
it'll
young.
be so cool, because then when you're out in the street and say if you're the people, sometimes they come across you at A&W while we're recording, or sometimes you're walking the street and you say you say hi, Joey Only videos that I post around, then people be like, oh, I heard that on the radio this week. I was on the radio saying hi to Frankie. It'll be cool for your town.
I just sent you an email with attached to the K for radio.
I'm in. I'll be on it.
Yeah, I'm friggin' off, guys. Good,
bye,
good
Joe
chatting this week. See you next week. Take care, everybody. Be safe.
Okay, frig off, Hoser.
Have a good one.
Joe for monkeypox.
I'll do my best.
Excellent.
I gave a ride to somebody the other week that had
4 a.m. comes early. I'll talk to you all later.
They had monkeypox for a second. I don't know if I'd be allowed to be like. I think that'd probably be some sort of medical discrimination if I denied anybody a ride. But at times I'm like, better spray this bitch down with Lysol.
Watch out for Ebola. I'm more concerned about Ebola than monkeypox. Anything that you can get from fucking a monkey is not something I'm going to be overly worried about. Ebola, however.
Not just specifically Ebola, but all filoviruses.
Oh, they're horrifying.
All the crook-shaped filoviruses.
I have an antibiotic that can treat anthrax exposure. That's kind of scary.
Whether it's the Marburg or
the drones that just flew around what's called crop dusting anthrax, the world would be over. Though I'd survive because I have the remedy.
So how come my new phone, Pete, won't download Facebook? It just keeps circling.
Because it's a piece of shit. That's why.
Is it connected to the internet?
Yeah.
If you might have to update your iOS, if it's like sometimes the apps require a newer version if it's not updated to the newest version. Otherwise, I don't know, man.
That's a brand new phone, so
it's brand new. If it's brand new, it might not be updated to the newest iOS though. Do you have a computer? Plug it into your computer and see what your iTunes says.
Circling back to the whole thing about
I don't have iTunes or anything, but I do have a new laptop, which my boss from Valley TV, she took the kids that she's got down to Bowen Lake to camp for the night. They're gonna be back tomorrow, and she's brought the laptop with her to set it up for me because I said I'm not gonna have any time to look at it anyways. But I was hoping just to be able to like take a few nice pictures of this thing and
You could do it without a computer if you go to your general, go to your settings, go to general, and then see system information and see what version of iOS it is. It'll be like 1.2 something, blah blah blah. Like, and then check. And then there should be a button on there that says system update. And if there's a system update, do the system update. You have to be connected to Wi-Fi to do
Here,
the
I'm just
system
gonna
update. Assuming you have the
Can you
Wi-Fi.
update iOS?
And we're all hanging on Siri words.
Can't help me with that.
Just click the little settings icon, go to general, go to system information.
I'm already confused.
Settings icon, general.
Yeah, I'm in settings, but there's just a million things. So I'm gonna need to spend time looking at this.
It's right at the top of your settings.
General. Software update. On.
Yeah. On that doesn't show that there's
Download
a
and
system
install.
update to download. There's not a system update to download. I don't know why Facebook wouldn't be installed. I know that there's some apps like I gotta.
I think
update
you.
my
I think
iOS.
you nailed it, Pete.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it.
Mm.
That's updated.
Sweet. Yeah, it'll take a while, but once you do, the app should work. There was one app or the other, I forgot what it was, but
6 minutes.
I don't think I did my system update still. And there's too many damn Wi-Fi networks in this apartment building where I'm trying to connect to the public Xfinity hotspot on my phone. I can do it on my laptop, but it won't load enough on my on mine to see it. People name their Wi-Fi networks such ridiculous names here. Like there's FBI surveillance band, there's coding castle, there's dopamine connection, all sorts of ridiculous things in this building. That's their public Wi-Fi network names. Which reminds me, I wish I could give a PSA to all my Lyft riders. I never if people are talking about something or doing something that is none of my business, I look away. I don't pay attention, and I'm not tattletailing on anything. But they need to realize, though, that phones listen to everything. People need to say less sometimes. I'm not repeating what people are saying if anything's sketchy, but they need to understand that their phone or anybody's phone in proximity. Like sometimes I'll speak Spanish with people and my YouTube ads will go to Spanish. Sometimes I'll be listening to reggaeton and my YouTube ads will go to Spanish, but those iPhones have voice detection on them.
It's pretty fancy, this thing.
Can you do origami with it? Like, does it fold? Is it one of those ones? No? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get going because I got to get back to work. So fuck you all. Talk to you later.
Okay, good to see you, Imogen. Thanks for everything you do. Cool. I'm following up Frankie. Frankie wrote the radio station, so I'm following up quickly with in Sydney. So I'm trying to find a really great episode to send them.
This one. Yeah.
Well, it's not made yet, so
Yeah, right.
that's the problem.
I guess last week was pretty good too. Yeah.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
What happened last week?
We were laughing. I was late.
Yeah, what was last week's episode called?
I missed last week. Or was it last week or the week before that? The week before that I missed.
The Danny Bell episode's pretty good, where I played some live music, spying on Google.
Oh yeah. I might do one of those things again where I chop up highlights for Twitter. I updated. I did my $2 a month Twitter thing so I can upload videos up to 10 minutes. So the standard on Twitter is 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and I might just do a little 2-minute comp for one of these. This week's episode wasn't super exciting, but still good. But next
Hey,
week
yeah.
I might go to the mountains for Thursday because it's dark now, but at the beginning of the episodes is when the sun starts going down here. And the only problem is though is the damn cellular connection in the mountains here sucks. So I need to find a spot that is scenic. And I'll just go to the sky deck, a part that is scenic where you can see the horizon, but also where I can get cell phone signal because it's I heard T-Mobile is better out here than Verizon. I might switch cellular carriers.
We don't have Verizon in Canada. So.
You don't have Verizon in Canada? What do y'all have?
Oh,
you don't
no.
have some Canadian stuff
Bell,
that's like
Rod, Telus, Kudo. What else we got?
Kudo, Telus, Poutine.
Putin. That's right. We've got Putin here. Ketchup chips.
Ketchup ketchup chips. That's hard to say. Say that one 10 times fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Twitter. So I guess someone had
Ketchup chips are good. I had some when I was in China in high school. I had some ketchup chips that were like they were weird, like shapes, but they were delicious though. I just saw like tomato flavored chips on a bag. It's like, huh? But the grocery store in Beijing, I swear, I mostly got candies and snacks. I got like 4 giant grocery bags full of all these goodies, and it was like $2.70 or something like that. I was like, holy shit. When I checked out, I couldn't believe it when I did the conversion calculation. But one of the things was tomato flavored chips, which I haven't seen around here.
Frankie had emailed Cape Breton radio station and CC'd me, and he wrote, "Hey guys, my name is Frankie McDonald. You like to play Joey Only Show on your radio station in Cape Breton. If you're interested, playing Joey Only Show once per week. I am from Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada, comedian plus meteorology." So then I responded and added a note about what we do.
Frankie needs to email that to every radio station around the globe, and before we know it, we'll be on 100 radio stations.
Really, that's hilarious. You are interested in playing Joey Only Show once per week.
There we go. That's
what
classic Frankie right there. You are interested.
Yeah.
Once per week.
I love that guy so much. That is classic. Well, I guess I should shut her down, try to eat something.
You say hi to Joey Only. No, those one people were like, "Hey," then he said, "No, say hi, Joey Only."
Those are my favorite, man. Like,
yeah, I could talk like that to some people, but I can't get away with everything that Frankie can get away with. I wish I could get away with everything that Frankie could get away with in regards to talking to some people.
You just gotta float around with this persona, like, here I am.
It's just, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta be assertive.
So I guess I'm gonna shut her down because yeah, I'm pretty hungry and it's been quite the day. I gotta figure out this gadget first, and then I'm gonna produce a show out of our recording tonight, and maybe play a couple rounds of World of Warships while I eat. And
Sounds fun.
yeah. And yeah, life right now, it's all right. About to be living the dream here, being a weatherman in my fucking house.
Hey,
just like me.
Yes, and you know, when I'm doing these weekly shows for Valley TV, if I'm going to be recording them at nighttime and then streaming them in the morning. But I always love to get your feed in. But of course, I know you don't really do weather for anywhere in the Ashcroft Cache Creek region, but
Close, I guess.
Close
Cam
in Kamloops or
jumped on
Kelowna.
a couple times. Yeah.
So it's just opportunities to chat weather, right?
Oh yeah.
You know,
I've been everywhere else across the country too, so I kind of hop on.
we're gonna
Every station
we're
has
gonna be
different.
big, guys. It's just we're all gonna be big. This
Oh, yeah.
weird
Yeah.
collective. It's kind of like my outlaw band. Like for years, my country band. Um, it was sort of like this too, where the rules of the outlaw band was like if you've played 10 gigs in the outlaw band, then you're an outlaw band member forever. So if we show up in a town and you happen to be there, even if you're not on tour at the band, and you want to come up on stage and play, like, well, you're an outlaw band member. Like, there's a fraternity, right? But within the main core of the original outlaw band, we had Rowan Lipkovitz, who was a radio accordion noir guy. He had a radio show and was famous for his accordion and his own playing, the Creaking Planks, his band. And then Mike Zinger, who was one time the president of the Bluegrass Society in BC. He was our steel player and mandolin player, and he had all the connections with the bluegrass people. And then we had Jeff Andrew, who was an accomplished singer-songwriter, fiddle player. And, like, so the people who played in the band, each one of them, Kenan, his band became very popular, High Society. So everyone in the band was like an all-star essentially. They all had their own projects that they were kicking ass at, right? So it's like, and together we were this conglomerate. So that's kind of how I see the meteorological report a little bit too, right? Like we all benefit from the collective, and a bird just hit my window, and the collective benefits from us, and and all together we kind of all grow our legends, right? So
Yeah.
The
something's gonna
synergy
happen
will.
out of all this shit. You watch
Oh,
someday. We're getting there.
yeah, yeah. Just gotta be persistent and consistent, and the synergy will make the magic happen.
On that note, I'm gonna go make some food. I'm starving. Love you
Ah,
guys. Talk to you